Hi, I'm Jessalyn. I'm a realtor with Coldwell Banker in North County, San Diego. And we're in my office. I thought it'd be cool to share some stories, some stuff about the market because I'm in it every single day. And I just thought I'd share some information with you because it's a really great time in real estate. It's like probably a historic time in real estate because it's just so crazy and crazy fun. And so I would like to share some tips, like with sellers, like, because the biggest objection I have is like, wow, my house is worth so much, but where do I go? And that's a really good question. And most people don't have an answer to it when they talk to me about selling their house. And so there's a really cool solution. And because it's such a seller's market, this is realistic to do. Whereas in other times, maybe you can't really negotiate this, but because of the times, you can. And that is called a rent back. And actually, you can do it for like 60 days. I had one client, they sold their house in 2 weeks. And we negotiated free 60-day stay in their own house so that they could take the cash from the sale of the house and go buy something in another state. And it worked out perfect. They didn't even stay the whole 60 days. Another client did it for just 10 days after the close. And there's a lot of ways to negotiate that, but it really gives you the assurance like, hey, I know my house is sold. I don't have to go and buy another house contingent. And it just simplifies things for both parties. And a lot of buyers are like totally willing to wait because they've been looking for a house just like yours. They finally got their offer accepted and they're like, whatever you want, you can have it. We'll wait a little bit longer. And then on the buyer side, I want to just tell people that it's like not impossible to buy a house right now. I've actually represented so many buyers recently, and it's been really exciting because one of my favorite stories is I helped a 25-year-old kid buy his first condo, and we looked and we looked and we looked because he couldn't go over $300,000, and that's a pretty difficult price range here in North County because there's not that much for sale in general, let alone in that price range. But we found something, and the way we found it was we were really persistent. We kept looking, and then when this came on the market, you know, a lot of people would have brushed past it. It didn't have really good pictures, but we knew the complex and we loved the complex. And it was $275, and you couldn't go in it because there was a tenant. And so because he was willing to take that small, very like no risk by writing an offer before we'd seen the property, because if he saw the property afterwards and it was a dump, he could cancel it and get all of his money back. And actually, when we did finally get to go and see it, it was way better than the pictures. And it was actually a lot better and less expensive than what was starting to come on the market in that complex. And so he really lucked out. And we waited for the tenant to move out. And once the tenant moved out and we had the appraisal, it actually appraised for $10,000 more than what he bought it for. So right there, you're like, wow, I have like equity already in my house, and it makes you feel really good. And the way he found this sweet spot, which there are still deals out there, you just have to be willing to look for them, is that he took his time and you know, he was willing to take a risk that other people weren't willing to, and he overlooked some things that other people did not overlook. And so anyways, my whole message is that it's a fantastic time in real estate, and if you or someone you know is thinking about doing a move or buying something, let me know because I'd be happy to help them and share some of these tricks and tips that have really proven useful to all my clients and help them. So thanks and have a great night. Bye.